All right. What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a really long makeup haul. It's been a hot minute since I last filmed one of these. I want to say it's been about a month or so. I went a little ham. I went to Ulta, CVS, Walgreens, Target, picked up a bunch of makeup products. I got some hair products in here as well. I also placed a really large order over on Colorpop.com. I have a shit ton of palettes here that I want to share with you. So without further ado, subscribe if you guys haven't already. Also click that bell so that way YouTube will notify you when I upload, which is every Monday and Wednesday. With that, let's just get into all the good stuff. Let's go. Not gonna lie, things got a little crazy at Ulta. I left with this bag right here. There's a lot of items in here. I actually threw in a couple of products that I got from Target as well, but it's a pretty big bag. It's gonna be a pretty long haul, so kick back, relax, grab a snack, grab a drink, a coffee, whatever you drink, and it's gonna be an awesome time. So I went ahead and took everything out of the bag, and I'm not gonna lie, I went pretty ham on eyeshadow palettes, and 100% of the palettes that I'm going to show you today are from Colourpop. I found some in Ulta. I also placed a huge order on Colorpop.com, so I really quickly want to just run through these because when I tell you it's a lot, it's a lot. Like, no lie, look at this stack of palettes I have here.
She needs help, and she needs help fast.
But it's okay, that just means there's gonna be a ton of eyeshadow toots coming very soon. Now, Colourpop recently just launched a tie-dye collection, and I do get PR from Colourpop, but I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to actually get the tie-dye collection. To my surprise, they did send it my way, but they only sent me one of the palettes. So I'm actually going to be giving away one of these to you guys because I did purchase 3 of the palettes with my own money, and then I also got the collection on the side with one of these. So this is a palette right here. This is called the Aura and Out palette. This is such an incredibly beautiful eyeshadow palette. As you can see, it has those pastel blues and greens, also the white shimmer glitter. Like, we are all about that. This is actually the palette that they sent me in PR, so this is the palette I'm going to be giving away in today's video. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the end to figure out how to win this bad boy right here. I'm gonna throw swatches up on the screen. This is kind of like one of their monochromatic palettes, but not really. It's more so their tie-dye palette, and this one is in Aura and Out. I also picked up this palette right here, which is called In a Trance. At first I was like, in a trange? In a what? Like, never heard of that. But this is a really beautiful purple palette. It has pinks, blues, purples, so this is what that looks like. I want to say this kind of like all white glitter shade kind of repeats itself throughout these tie-dye palettes, but that's completely okay. I think this is so freaking gorgeous. So I had to pick that one up. The next palette I picked up is this one right here. It's called Miss Bliss. Now this one definitely is the most wearable out of the 2 I just showed you. This is that peachy tone palette. Now I was wanting Baby Got Peach for a while, and to my surprise, this palette and also Baby Got Peach came back in stock at the same time, so I ended up picking them both up. This one is so gorgeous. It has those light pink shades. It also has those peach tones. Again, that white shimmer glitter that the other 2 palettes have as well, but I do believe they have different undertones to them. I will throw swatches up on the screen of all of these as I'm talking about them, just so that way you can see what they look like. But side by side comparison, I also picked up Baby Got Peach, and I want to show you what they look like side by side in case you have Baby Got Peach and you're not sure if you should go out and pick up Miss Bliss from the tie-dye collection. This is Baby Got Peach. Wow, this is freaking gorgeous. Wow, it's even more gorgeous in person. I definitely feel like they are very different. I feel like this one has more of like those deeper peach undertones, whereas this one is very much kind of like that pastel tie-dye peachy tone eyeshadow palette. But they are a little bit similar, but I definitely feel like this one's more deeper and this one is the lighter version of the 2. So that's what those look like side by side. By the way, all of these Colourpop palettes are $12, so while it seems like a lot, it doesn't really break the bank all at once because it's a lot cheaper than like a $42 eyeshadow palette, or Huda Beauty that's $65, or even Natasha Denona that's like $125. So I'm so excited to play around with these palettes. Y'all have no idea. I also picked up this one right here. It's called It's My Pleasure. It is one of those monochromatic palettes, but it's purple. I don't have a palette like this from an affordable brand in my collection, so I was like, you know what? she coming home with me. So I picked this one up. I love, love, love the cool tones within this palette. By the way, purple is my birthstone color. Like, purple has been one of my favorite colors for the longest time. I don't wear it often, but I really love playing with purple on my eyes. I feel like it really makes my brown eyes stand out and pop. So there's that bad boy right there. Stay tuned for tutorials. Like I said, this is one of their monochromatic palettes. Speaking of monochromatic, I also picked up the Blow and Smoke palette. Why? I don't really play around with like cool tone eyeshadows often, but I feel like if I have it in my collection, I'll be more prone to reaching for it. This is one of those smoky tone eyeshadow palettes. Again, I don't really have like a smoky tone eyeshadow palette from an affordable brand in my collection, so I really wanted to add this one to it. Plus, all of these like monochromatic palettes are really awesome to have like in your collection because you have so many different undertones and so many different hues of shades from these particular palettes. So that's Blow and Smoke. I also picked up Going Coconuts because, fun fact, my palette fell, shattered, broke. It was a horror story. Like, it was a suicide. Like, she just like fell off the table, and I've been sad for a really long time because it's been out of stock on Colourpop's website, but it came back in stock, so you guys already know I had to go snag it up and pick it up. Look how gorgeous this palette is. Like, if you get any palette out of all the Colourpop palettes I show you today, this one needs to be it because it is so freaking pretty. I also picked up 3 more kind of like neutral tone palettes. I picked up Blush Crush and Nude Mood. These have been on Colourpop's website for a while, but they've been out of stock, so I decided to pick them up when I saw that they had came back. This is definitely that blush tone eyeshadow palette. Kind of reminds me of the Huda Beauty New Nudes palette, so we'll see how they swatch in comparison to each other. I'm definitely going to compare them, but definitely reminds me of New Nudes. Also, Nude Mood is gorgeous. Like, can we talk about like a warm tone eyeshadow palette, but not too warm or too orange? Like, this is definitely it. You have your neutral tone browns in there, but they're not orange. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I'm like, okay, this is a beautiful warm tone palette, but it pulls way too orange. This one definitely is not the case. I really love how neutral the browns are within this palette, making it very, very wearable. So I also picked up Bare Necessities. Now, this has been on my wish list forever. Forever, ever. I told you guys I am on Colourpop's PR list, even though you probably wouldn't think so based on all the palettes I just purchased. But when they launched this, I was waiting to get it, and then when I went to go buy it, they didn't have it in stock, and it's been out of stock for so long. Honestly, you really have to catch these palettes because they sell out very, very quickly. This is the Bare Necessities palette. I really, really love the rose gold writing and just the detail. It's kind of like that soft touch package. It is paperboard. I do wish it had a mirror. You guys know how I feel about mirrors on palettes. I feel like they are very, very useful, and I don't know why palettes are still made without mirrors, but that's just me personally. I do really love the color story within this palette. I feel like it's very, very, I feel like it's a bigger version of like Going Coconuts and the blush, what is this? The Blush Nudes? Oh, Blush Crush. Blush Crush and Nude Mood together. It's like all 3 of those palettes in one, and this is a very, very versatile palette. So if you guys are into neutrals, if you're into blush tones, or if you're into like neutral eyeshadows without being too warm, this palette is definitely right up your alley. Like, the only 2 shadows that scream like orange to me are these 2 right here, and I feel like that's very, very hard to come by within a palette. This one here, I want to say retails for like 32 bucks. I could be wrong, 32, 35, something like that, but I definitely feel like it is well worth the money. Now, another palette I saw on Colourpop's website that they actually only sell in Ulta is a newer palette. This is called the She's Got Solstice palette. This is a palette that I did pick up within Ulta. It is so freaking gorgeous. It definitely is more of like that true warm tone palette where the shades within it actually scream a little bit more orange and brick and sienna, but I'm not mad at it. What really drew me to this palette was this green right here. Honey, can we talk about it for a second? So freaking gorgeous. This will be insanely beautiful all over the lid. Cannot wait to play around with this. I know they did launch this with another palette, but that wasn't a palette I was really into, so I only picked this one up in Ulta. Speaking of Ulta, they had the entire collection there, so I did pick up the Luxe Gloss. This here is in the shade Overnight. You guys know how I feel about a gloss. I'm really, really into it. The only thing about shopping for makeup right now in store, especially like in Ulta and Sephora, is that you can't really swatch anything, which is like So I went out on a whim. I decided to pick up this really pretty peachy gloss that I do plan on pairing with that eyeshadow palette. So it definitely is a true peach, very much opaque, which is something I like in a gloss. So it's kind of like a crushed up lipstick in a lip gloss form, but not sticky whatsoever. I do really love the formula of these Colourpop lip glosses. So definitely check these out if you guys haven't already. So I actually do have a few more things from Colourpop that I picked up in Ulta. I have 2 of the lip liners. I also picked up a lip liner from Colourpop online. It was BFF3. I'm gonna throw a swatch of it up on the screen, but I saw in store that they had BFF and BFF2, which I have been eyeballing, but they've been out of stock on Colourpop's website. Honestly, when that whole quarantine thing went down, Colourpop was sold out of everything online, and I was so defeated. I was so sad, but I totally understand. Right here is BFF. I do really love Colourpop's lip liners in general. The only thing I will say is that they're very hard to sharpen. I feel like they should be somewhat retractable, but they're not. This is like kind of like a plastic barrel, so it gets pretty hard to sharpen once it starts to get dull. But BFF is very much a beautiful mauve, which will look insanely beautiful with like Blush Crush, Nude Mood, Bare Necessities. I'm into it. You guys should be into it too. I also picked up BFF2, which I also have been eyeballing like crazy. This is so beautiful. It's kind of like a muted brick, if you get me. And then BFF3 is a true brown. It definitely reminds me of KKW lip liner in the shade 2. So that is why I had to pick that up. Woo, are we done with Colourpop? I think we're done with Colourpop. By the way, not sponsored by Colourpop whatsoever. These are items that I went out and purchased with my own money, honey, because I really, truly, genuinely love the brand and their products. Let's actually move on to some setting sprays. I actually went a little ham with the setting sprays. Within Ulta, Catrice was buy one, get one 50% off. So you guys already know I had to pick up restocks of my Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. This is a spot on dupe for MAC Fix Plus or even the Dewy Set by Anastasia for like not even like a quarter of the price. This is like $8, whereas the other ones are upwards $25. Buy one, get one half off. Definitely a steal. 2 for 1. Definitely go get you some. Now, I did say I picked up several setting sprays. I have a couple more, but I want to get this one out of the way. This one is by Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Glass Spray. This is a makeup finishing spray. It says your skin is going to look hydrated and it's going to give you a dewy finish. Honestly, I think we should spray this right now. Let's see. Hopefully it's not like a water hose. Kind of like hitting me in the face like ooh, she looks dewy, she looks glowy, she looks hydrated. Okay, Maybelline, we see you. To be honest, I don't really buy from Maybelline often anymore, not because their products are terrible. I truly love and stand behind their products, but I feel like I've tried just about everything and they haven't really been dropping that much heat with the exception of Nudes of New York. You guys know I love that. But this so far, do you guys see how wet, glossy, dewy, glowy my skin looks? Like, I'm all about it. So again, Glass Spray by Maybelline. Picked that one up, and then lastly I picked up the Milani Fruit Fetish Make It Last Dragon Fruit Peach Scented Setting Spray. Now normally I'm not really into things that are scented, especially with my acne prone skin, but Dragon Fruit Peach, I was about it. And I love the Make It Last setting spray like the original version, so I decided to pick this up. I actually want to smell it. Ooh, that smells good. Okay, Milani, we see you, boo. We see you. Clearly, I have setting sprays to last me for days, but besides that, let's continue on with some other Maybelline products that recently dropped that I decided to pick up. Now, I want to say I found these in Walgreens. Could be wrong. I will have them listed down below if I can find them for purchase online. But I did pick up the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. It has hyaluronic acid in it. This one here is in the shade Ice. It is a very pale pink shade. Now, usually I wouldn't gravitate towards something like this, but I feel like this is going to make an insanely beautiful like lipstick topper where it's going to add a subtle amount of shine without altering the color completely. This also kind of reminded me of like a Marc Jacobs gloss, the Enamored Lip Shines that I was really into like a few years back. So I wanted to pick this up because I had a very similar shade in my collection. So when I saw this, I was like, hello, I need you in my life. I also think that this will look really beautiful on just like pale lips, like bare lips, nothing at all. It's going to give you a really beautiful shine. So this is what it looks like swatch. I know it doesn't look like anything too special or too fancy, but trust me, stay with me. video coming soon. Also for Maybelline, I picked these up, which are called their Color Strikes. These are brand spanking new. I saw them talk about it all over their Instagram. This here is the cream to powder eyeshadow pen. I picked up one that was a little bit more neutral and then one that was a little bit more like dark and daring. I intend on using this paired with a blowing smoke palette that I picked up from Colourpop, so we'll see how that goes. I do want to show you guys what the packaging looks like. It is very sleek, it is very chic. I really love how Maybelline is coming out with more eye-catching packaging. Like if I saw this in store, I'll be like, okay, like I want to try that out. I want to take that home. It is just so pretty, so chic, metallic. Anyways, moving on to the actual product, it is a cream to powder finish. Like I said, it also has a sponge applicator, which when I saw it on their page, I was like, okay, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be like the biggest fan of that, but swatch, it is so beautiful. Like granted, the kind of sponge tip applicator is a little like meh, but it swatches very, very beautifully. Like this is a matte, but it has such a high shine finish to it that it almost looks like it has some sheen to it, which I'm into. So that there is a shade called Ace. I also picked up another shade here. This one's called Spark and it's a metallic. It kind of reminds me of like a rose gold pink, like the packaging, sick, stunning. We already talked about the packaging though. Let's talk about the swatch. I'm gonna throw swatches up on the screen, but wow, this is beautiful. Do you guys see that? Wow, that glides on so beautifully, so nicely. So I cannot wait to play around with this. I definitely want to use this paired with one of like the neutral palettes that I showed you guys from Colourpop. If you guys want to see any products that I mention in today's video in my next video, let me know down below. Vote which palette you guys want me to use because girl, I have a lot of palettes to choose from. But of course, I want to know what you guys want me to use. So let me know. Let's talk about lashes really quick. Now for me personally, there isn't a drugstore lash that really like stands out to me that I absolutely love. Like I do love some, but none really compare to like Lily lashes, at least for me personally. So I'm on the hunt for a really beautiful pair of false lashes that I could reach for in replace of my Lily lashes. So I did decide to pick these up from my London. These are called the Luxe Cashmere lashes. These are in the style number 6 and it says it has 1,000+ fiber count. I really love these because they kind of flare out towards the end and they look very fluffy. If you look at them from the side, you probably can't see, but they look very fluffy, and that's what really draws me to a lash. The fluff. Like I want them to be full, I want them to be beautiful, like that's what I'm into. So I decided to pick these up, especially considering I've been really into like a really dainty brown wing. I think these will look insanely beautiful with the look I've been wearing a lot over on my Instagram. So I picked these up. They weren't that affordable. I want to say they were like 15 bucks. That's a lot for lashes. I'm just saying. Hopefully the price comes down a little bit because girl, I can't say I'm gonna go and pick up a bunch of pair of those lashes from the drugstore. I might as well just buy Lily lashes at this point. Now, a few of these products are actually restocks of products I ran out of, so I'm gonna run through them very quickly. You guys have probably heard me talk about these time and time again, and if you haven't, here's your chance. I did pick up this liner right here by Ellie Girl. This is the Ultimate Intense Day Auto Liner in the shade Super Bright. I probably use this in every single one of my neutral eye looks. I love it, it's incredible. Definitely go check it out. My stamp of approval is on that liner. Literally nothing compares. I also had to pick up a restock of this cleansing balm right here. It's by the brand Verse and I picked this up from Target. This is a day dissolving cleansing balm. It says here, soothing oil-based balm that melts into skin, removing makeup as I cleanse. It has really cute notes like on all of their packaging. I own a few serums from them, but this one definitely is my all-time favorite product. I feel like it really gets all of my makeup off, all of my eyelash glue, waterproof mascara, you name it. It is infused with eucalyptus oil. I had to say that really slow because I was gonna mess it up. Eucalyptus oil and vitamin E, so it's very soothing and calming on the skin. Honestly, it's unlike any other cleansing balm I've ever tried. Like the smell is to die for. I love using it, especially at night. In fact, I only use cleansing balms at night when I'm removing my makeup or even if I'm not wearing makeup, because it really gets rid of all that grit and grime throughout the day. So this one is definitely one of my favorites. I repurchased it for the second time now and I will continue to repurchase it, so check it out. Now Milani just launched a brand new kind of like fruit line. So you guys saw I picked up the Fruit Fetish setting spray, but I also picked up a couple more items from that line. I have here the Strawberry Lemonade Lip Balm. I'm a sucker for a good lip balm. I love tossing lip balm in my purse. I mean, who doesn't love a good lip balm in their purse? This here smells exactly like strawberry lemonade, and it has kind of like a pinkish tint to it. I don't think it's going to tint my lips completely, but we'll see. I mean, I haven't put it on my lips yet, but this kind of reminds me of like old school lip smackers. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you were born in the 90s, you know what I'm talking about. Another product I picked up from the Fruit Fetish line is this liner right here. It is a yellow eyeliner. I don't have a yellow liner in my collection. I really want to play around with some really fun looks, especially for summer. I feel like we didn't get much of spring because of quarantine, so I really want to step out, play around with this yellow liner. I have no idea how intense it's going to be. Let me actually do a swatch. This one here is in the shade Mango Me Crazy. Oh my god, the names on these are to die for. I really love how Milani's coming out and doing things that are very different for them. I feel like this entire line was so different for Milani. I feel like I would see this more from like Wet n Wild or something, not Milani. So I think it's great that they're doing something a little bit new. I'm gonna throw a swatch up on the screen. This is what it looks like with just one swipe. It is very pigmented. Does it smell like fruit? No, so it doesn't smell like fruit or anything like that. Honestly, that would be a little weird near your eyes, but that's what it looks like. Super pretty. Okay. This last product I picked up is from Almay. This is the Skin Perfecting Comfort Care Primer. Now, you guys know I love their Healthy Hue blushes. I also came across a foundation from them that I really love. So I wanted to continue to dive deeper within the brand and pick up some more products just to figure out what I like and what I don't like. So I picked up this primer right here. This is a silicone-based primer. It is a smoothing, hydrating, prepping, and perfecting primer. Anything that's smoothing is going to be a silicone-based primer. I did say I wanted to stay away from silicone-based primers, but you know what? If you're gonna smooth the skin, you're gonna need some silicone, okay?
Excuse me.
Now, one of the last and final things I picked up is a hot tool. I'm pretty stoked about this because I had something like it a few months back, but I ended up tossing it because I don't know, something was up with that dryer. It kind of smelled a little bit. I smelled like a burning, no, I wasn't about it. So I ended up getting rid of it. I did pick this one up here from Hot Tools. This is a one-step blowout hair dryer. So it kind of has a blow dryer and a brush built in one, making it a lot easier to actually do blowouts. For me personally, like I have a round brush, I have a Dyson dryer, like those two together, amazing. But sometimes it's so much of a process and a hassle to actually hold the brush, hold the dryer, and just get it done that I don't want to do it. So, I mean, if it's easy, it's for me, because, honey, I could be lazy. So here we are. I picked this up. It was like 80 bucks or something like that. So I'm really excited to try it out. It is all black. The Revlon one that I had a few months back was like black and pink, which definitely was not my vibe or aesthetic. So I'm really glad that they had one that was all black. I know you guys really wanted me to do a video on the Revlon one, which I never got around to doing. But if you guys want me to do a video with this in my current hair care routine, let me know because I will be happy to do that. Now, the last and final thing I picked up is not from Ulta. It's actually from Target, and it's a little random, but I definitely wanted to include it in today's video because these are my favorite vaginal wipes. I was about to say vaginal makeup wipes.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
These here are my favorite vaginal wipes. I know, super weird. I talk about makeup all day, every day on my channel, but these are things that I purchase. This is called the Good Wipes, the Your Vagina's Down There wipes. pH balance and deliciously smoothing. Soothing, not smoothing. And that is pretty much it, you guys. That wraps up my huge makeup haul. What did you think? Let me know. Also, keep in mind that my next video is going to be using a bunch of products that I showcased in today's video. So if you guys want to see a specific palette, let me know down below. Also, if you guys want to win one of the tie-dye palettes from Colourpop, all you have to do is give this video a big old like and let me know what is your favorite eyeshadow palette down below in the comments. It does not have to be from Colourpop. Literally any eyeshadow palette that you love in your collection, let me know down below. With that, I don't think I have much else to say except I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.